Attorney Mark Stevens from Salem, New Hampshire, and I'm here with my special guest today, Jay Godfrey, owner of CG Labs. We're talking about independent breath and blood testing. That is a constitutional right in New Hampshire. It's a special state constitutional right, the only one in the country where you have a right to have your breath or blood independently tested. Jay's told us that that comes out successful for the driver about 10% of the time. Jay, you testified in the House hearings about a House bill last year where the state was trying to take away our right to this independent test. Is that right?
I certainly did, and as did you.
Thanks. Now, as far as independent labs go, how many independent labs are there left in New Hampshire that perform this type of service that the state recognizes?
There's two of us, but the other one isn't really functioning right now.
Okay. So if somebody, let's say somebody says, I want to find out what my breath really is, what this breath result really is. I want an independent test, and I want to know what it is before I talk to a lawyer. How would they go about getting their breath tubes to you?
They can go to my website, www.cglabs.com. Has our address there. They essentially would send it in to P.O. Box 231 in Suncook, New Hampshire, along with the fee, and I will send them the result.
And let me be nosy live. What is your fee, Jay? What does it cost to do a breath test or to have your breath independently tested or your blood?
I charge $150 for breath and $100 for blood.
So it's $100 for blood and $150 for breath to get those results, and then do you prepare a report?
I prepare a report, for sure.
Okay. That seems like a small price to pay to take a chance at staying out of jail or keeping your license to me.
It does to me, too.
I would imagine it would. Now, let's say the breath comes back. Let's say the cops say you're an 08, the independent test comes back, and you test it to be an 07. How does the person proceed from there?
The person would then find a good attorney like yourself, Mr. Stevens, who would help them with that.
Let me try and ask it better. Do you ever testify in court about these results?
Oh, of course I do.
Okay. And we've done this together before. So you go into court and you testify, and what do? You describe how you tested it?
I go through the whole procedure, similar to what I did here this morning.
Okay. And do you keep records of your run standards and calibration standards and everything like the folks at the state lab do?
Oh, yes. You just can't put somebody's sample in and push a button. It's
not like a breath machine?
No,
that's kind of how an intoxilizer works, isn't it?
Well, no, they check their calibration also. So I have to calibrate my instrument. I have controls that I put in throughout. Every sample I run twice just to make sure, and there's lots of other things that I do that you have to do, because when you go to court, you have to say, here's the results, here's how I know what it is, and I believe in these results.
You got to show the work and the math, right?
You sure do.
To say in the old days when I went to school.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. We haven't talked about this before, but have you followed in the news at all? The Washington Post has covered this quite a bit. The breath testing issues that have arisen in the District of Columbia, where they found, by the last count, 400 people that were falsely convicted and went to jail because of the cops monkeying with the simulator solutions. Have you seen that?
I think I've heard something about it.
They may not have called it the cops monkeying with the simulator
solutions.
No,
they may not have.
Those are my words.
Yeah.
But in that case, the cops had adjusted the simulator solution to so that the machines would read an 07 to be an 08 and 09, basically. How are the simulator solutions done in New Hampshire, Jay? Are they commercially purchased? Are they kind of homebrewed at the lab, or how are they done?
I believe they're commercially purchased.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure of that. And what we mean by a simulator solution is that when you take a breath test in between the two blows that the individual would put in, there's this simulator that's sitting beside the intoxilizer, and it actually has an alcohol solution in it. and the intoxilizer will take some of the vapor from that and treat it just as a breath, and that's supposed to come out either a .07 or a .08 if it comes out .07 or .08, then they go, it's okay, the machine's working properly.
Good enough for government work?
Good enough for government work, continue with the test.
Okay. And now, you're familiar with the operations of an Intoxilizer 5000. That's the drunk-in-the-box of choice in New Hampshire, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And so a person is asked to blow into this gadget, and the cops have to have them blow twice, right?
Correct.
Okay. And let's say the two results are different. How does the machine report the value?
Well, first, they can't be different by more than a .02.
Okay.
Otherwise, they take a third sample, and if that doesn't work, then they wait half an hour and try again.
Just keep going.
Try another police department. Yeah,
it's like the old TVs. You just bang the side of it till it spits out something.
Yeah, right. So they have to agree within .02, and assume they do, then the software in the Intoxilizer picks the lower of the two value as the reported value, and that's the one the individual would be charged on.
Okay. So the person trots up to the machine and blows into it, and then there's a little bit of a wait, right?
Yes.
And then this simulator is run through the machine, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then the person blows a second time.
Yes.
Is that how it goes?
Yes.
Okay. And then after the second time, they win their prize. The cops tell them what their result was, right?
Correct.
And the machine will spit out a little printout.
Yes.
Little ticket.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And now, another thing that's unique to New Hampshire law that the drivers, the citizens, should be aware of is that if you blow high enough in New Hampshire, you blow 1.6 or higher, you face an automatic jail time, even if you have no criminal record at all. So that the Intoxilizer actually can be the keys or the doorway to a jail cell. That's kind of unusual, don't you think, Jay?
Well, I don't write the law. I analyze the samples and let you guys sort it out.
What's the length of time normally for someone that was put in jail like that?
Well, if you blow a 1.6 or higher, or your blood's a 1.6 or higher, then there's a mandatory 10 days that you go away, and you can go away for up to a year. Yeah, it's nasty. So, and I think the word is out on this, and that's why our refusal rate is so high. I've read it's as high as 84% in New Hampshire. I know that Jay's probably rooting for a few more people to blow because that's what he does, but
Exactly.
That's okay. And that's okay. But most people, when faced with these consequences in New Hampshire, do refuse. And in those cases, we're not having to fight a number. We just have the field sobriety test and everything else.